Trails West by Megan Dobo, Olivia, Brad, and Alec.
The trails west were full of different people, different hazards, and different beliefs. Do you think these people were scared to leave everything they knew behind? You betcha! The Mormons, the Donners, and the Californios, and of course, American explorers such as Bacall and Young were only some of the many who traveled the trails west.
Manifest Destiny was the main motivation for westward expansion. Everybody thought that God wanted them to move, and it was necessary for them to expand the United States. In the 1840s, when most of the pioneers packed up their homes and families and headed west on the trails, the locations of most of the trails were Utah, California, Oregon, Santa Fe, and the Donner Pass, which was in the Sierra Mountains. After gold was found, word spread fast. Over 1,000 pioneers traveled the trails in search of better lives. The Trail West was very important for the pioneers and free slaves. It was a chance for everyone to start over.
The Mormons had started their own group of 1,600 people. They called the trail they followed, as one would expect, the Mormon Trail.
The Donners led a wagon train into a shortcut. The group camped out in a pass, and when they woke up the next morning, there was 5 feet of snow on the ground. They had nowhere to go. They were stranded for 5 months and ran out of food only after 3 weeks. They were forced to eat their own animals, including the bones and hides and twigs and leather. After that wasn't enough, they had to eat their own dead companions. Wah. They labeled the flesh so parents wouldn't eat their own children.
There was also the Santa Fe Trail. This was basically for trading.
The Oregon Trail first started in Independence, Missouri. The main states it traveled through were Nebraska, Wyoming, Idaho, and it ends in Oregon.
Meanwhile, a man named Junipero Sierra and a group of soldiers and priests traveled north to a sun-drenched land referred to by the local Californios as California, after establishing a series of missions that stretched all the way to San Diego.
The California Trail went through Nevada, which had many mining cities. Most of the men went mining for gold. There were only a few women at mining camps.
Life on the trail was hard. Single women were in search for husbands. Pregnant women weren't exactly too excited to give birth in a tent either. The trail life was exhausting. On average, pioneers walked 10 or maybe even 15 miles a day.
Indian visits were almost always peaceful and often benefited both groups.
So, both groups. In conclusion, the trails west were rife with dangers. Everywhere pioneers went, they saw death. Death by cannibalism, death by snakes. Death came in so many ways. But surprisingly, the majority of pioneers survived this great exodus west and left a legacy of a settled United States that stretched from New York to California. This is the story of the Trails West.